Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock. Happy Thursday to you all. I'm driving as always. Guys, today I wanted to talk to you all about your faith. Your faith. Is your faith really strong right now? Or is it shifting, or is it fickle, up and down because of everything that we're going through? Like, okay, for example, if there was something you believing for, before this coronavirus hit, and you had 100% faith in what it is that God has shown you, or that what you had asked or prayed for, but now you're like, is it even possible for it to come true? Because, with everything going on right now, I don't even see how it could even be possible. Well, if that's the case, what you're doing is, and I'm guilty of that as well, I have my times, we're thinking too much in the natural. We're thinking too much in the physical. So it's like, okay, how can this happen when I can't even travel to this place? How can this happen? Like with the virus, there's so much limitation. How can it happen? It's because we're looking at things in the physical realm. Right now, we have to be in a place where we're believing in the spirit. We're believing in the spirit. Again, whatever God have shown you, whatever it is that you've asked for and God has given you, the okay, or if you're a visionary like myself and you've seen it and God has, been in agreement with it because it is the will for Him, for your life, it's still there. But sometimes it's hard to believe, because what happens is that sometimes we think we should know how it's supposed to work out. Well, God never said to you how it would work out. He gave you the details, but never He didn't give you the directions. So that's what sometimes is very, very difficult for me, if I'm going to be honest and transparent. It's like, okay, God, you showed it to me, so all right, let's go get it. But many times, if I'm honest, the directions are quite the opposite of how I thought I would have gotten to that place or to that thing. So I have the details, but not the direction. So the direction is where we get lost on, and where we start to lose hope and faith, because we can't physically see how this thing can happen. So right now, during this time, and most people would tend to think that because there is so much going on and so much uncertainty, that this is a time where, we can just be laxed in our faith. And truth be told, it's the quite opposite. This is a time right now that you need to build your faith up, your belief up, stronger than ever. Because this is a spiritual room right now. We're in a spiritual room. So you got to believe that thing. There can be no room for doubt. And when I say no room, I mean no room. You can't even have 1% doubt. You have to trust God enough to know that if He's shown it to you, if He's shown you that person, if He's shown you that thing, it's still yours. It's still yours. But how much are you willing to fight for it? How are you strengthening your flesh? Because once you start to strengthen your flesh by fasting, and I want to be clear, I always tell people, fasting is not always food. Fasting is what your flesh craves more than anything. It may be alcohol. It might be that glass of wine. It might be cigarettes if you're a smoker. It may be coffee. Whatever it is that your flesh craves more than anything. So, of course, the most traditional way of fasting is food, and maybe that works for you. But I encourage you, if it's something that really pulls at your flesh and that is more difficult for you to leave that thing alone, more than food, fast against that. Start slow. Do it half a day. Then, eventually the next week, maybe adjust it to a full day. After some time, go a day and a half. Like, slowly but surely listen to your body, and slowly but surely challenge yourself, because the more you strengthen your flesh, is it strengthen or kill your flesh? Kill your flesh. Now, you don't want to strengthen your flesh. The more you kill your flesh, the more that you can hear more from the Spirit. You will hear more from the Spirit. You will hear the directions, and most importantly, you will start to just believe more, because you can now hear God more clearly. Sorry, guys, one of my staff is sending me a message. So yeah, guys, during this time right now, so many people are lax, like I said, because it's almost like, well, I can't go anywhere, I can't travel here, so I can just take this time and just play on social media, because really there's nothing going on right now. And let me tell you guys, there's a group of people out here, when I tell you that they are working more behind the scenes now in creative ways, because they know that there's a good chance that when this is all said and done, this may be our new normal. And to those people who are just sitting there doing absolutely nothing to connect to the Spirit, to connect to their gifts and their callings, and most importantly, connect to God, to figure out what it is He wants you to be doing and where you want to be going, you're going to get left behind. This is a season right here that so many people is going to get left behind. So when life does continue back to some type of normalcy, a lot of people are going to be left behind, and then you're going to see a group of people who manifest things in a major way. And those people who manifest things in a major way were the people who took time during quarantine to connect to the Spirit, to fast, to pray, to build up their faith, to read their word, whatever it is that works for you. Whatever it is that works for you, that keeps you connected to the Spirit, that keeps you in a relationship with God. So I would encourage you guys, if you've been chilling and just, and I have my days too, don't get me wrong. Like I'm a very person who's, I'm a go-getter, but honey, there's some days where I don't even leave out my house. I think I'd probably be scrolling down social media 24 hours a day from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. Didn't do nothing. So I have my days, but trust me, they're not often, and when I do, I catch it quickly. I'd be like, okay, wait a minute. Tuesday, yeah, Satan, you played me. You caught me slipping with major distractions all day Tuesday. But Wednesday, I'm going to bust your head to the white meat. Because Wednesday, I am focused 100% of the time, honey. I'm going to be manifesting some things and getting some things in the works. So guys, I hope that you have a great day. Again, I hope that you take this time and really apply it, effectively. I know this is a time where it's easy to just kind of get lost in the sauce and just don't want to do anything. But I promise you guys, this is the time right now to be working on things in a creative sense and start, the process of manifesting what it is that God has shown you, because it is still real, but it's going to depend on your faith, your belief. No doubt. It's yours. Fight for it. It's yours. Don't just give it away. Fight for it. It's only for you. So you guys have a great one. I have a ton of things on my to-do list today, but I'm getting it all done, one check at a time. Your girl ain't playing out here in these streets, baby. So you guys have a great one. It's your girl, Kizzy Rock.